It's a good mixer. Thank you.
Oh, what a cutie cow! What a sweet little man. I was kind of hyped. I'm like,
And he's just chatty up there, like talking on his phone.
I do have blue on top.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I didn't mean to get it this bright, but now I'm looking at it. Like, I need some blue, otherwise I can't find it when I'm
Yeah. That's the same thing. Yeah.
And then I get one of these bright lights, they look kind of blue. I was like, they're my lights. Yes, correct. Like, I wish I had my grandma had really I have my own blue, but I think it's a lot extra.
Oh my gosh. It's like
These are my like
yes, that's it. Oh my gosh.
whatever it takes to close that thing.
Yeah, I feel like one of my
You know, I tell you, I think I come here for it. Okay, it says schedule for showing time, and then it's not in showing time. Agents will say schedule for showing time, and then they don't put it in showing time. And you have to go out of your way to not have it showing time.
If I wouldn't do it day in and day out, I would try to stay in London. I want to find that meeting. Yes, I would find that meeting. Yes, one off. I just that's 20 minutes. I'm listening to the team. Studying them out.
It used to be like theme park for the bagels. Not so much anymore. When the bagels were really good back in the early 90s, they were stuck on out. Like, yeah, they were the theme song for the bagels.
Like
Welcome to the jungle. Guns N' Roses. How are you doing?
You were good the other
Alright, small crowd for 9:35. How are you doing?
Sometimes better than I have. Not the pages. I'm just glad to see people.
Oh, there he is.
On the end,
I ordered this too. I don't know. I was like,
I didn't see your face. I didn't see your face. I just got it. I didn't even know. I don't think
all right.
I'm out.
I always, does she have a baby? What kind of? Oh my God, that's what I did. Oh, Casey, I think people call me Casey all the
All right.
The flowers. Nine babies. Wow. Oh, this is great. Yeah. No. Oh, thank you, thank you. Hey Rob, how you doing? When you're working on it, these two.
I'm small but mighty group, which I love.
You're kidding me?
Is this what?
Is this on Zoom?
It's not on Zoom, man. It's on QuanTrain.com. Good morning.
Live?
You all just say,
Is he Brian?
what's everybody doing for Thanksgiving? Arthur, tell us what you're doing.
Okay. All right, what is everybody doing for Thanksgiving? He wants me to tell mine. And I'm so excited I have to stand up.
I still.
I really am excited. Yes, I really am excited. So, because this is the first time we're all gonna be together. My husband's sisters, we haven't had Thanksgiving in forever. So we're gonna be on the beach in South Florida, and it's about 9 or 10 of us. So I'm going from Sunday to Sunday. And everybody's gonna cook, so I don't have to do all of it. And I'm so excited. My 92-year-old mom, you talk about ants in the pants. She's jumping out of her skin. So I'm so excited. Honestly, I am so grateful. You have no idea.
And I love that too. Okay, who else? There's something to do for Thanksgiving. Say it again. What you say, Kim?
Mom just rented a house for all of us, kids and boys, and we're going to Dollywood.
Wow.
I like that. Anybody else sure what to do for Thanksgiving? Rusty, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I am staying home.
Are you cooking?
I am cooking, yes.
You're gonna cook?
I am gonna cook.
Good, good. Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm gonna stay home, praise God, I don't have to cook.
You like cooking?
No, I could, but I don't wanna.
Yes, sir.
Every 4 years, there is a little sports festival called the World Cup, Soccer World Cup.
A little.
Yeah, it's a small one, so this year is in Qatar.
No, we don't play.
So I'm leaving tomorrow with my son.
Amazing.
We love soccer, so we're passionate about soccer. My son plays soccer, so. Not in the US team yet.
Yeah, but.
No Colombia because we don't play. We don't qualify.
It's gonna be fun. So it's a good thing because it's fall break at school. So it's the right time to open.
That's good.
That's great.
I love that. Who else wants to share that something they're doing for Thanksgiving? You got it all? Anybody else want to share? All right, share, please. First, Santa, tell us who you are.
Okay, hi, I'm Kristen Patel. I'm an agent with the Dance Overbeck team.
Let's welcome her, yay!
Thank you guys for having us. So yeah, I leave tomorrow morning at like 3 a.m. or not tomorrow, Friday, whatever, Friday, to go to.
You do what weekends, right?
Yes.
Okay, for sure.
To go to West Virginia. My grandparents live up there, have a huge farm, so we go up there and we'll celebrate with everyone and come home Sunday.
Where in West Virginia?
It's Matthias, West Virginia. It's a little town with like 200 people.
Which
It's right
part?
outside of Harrisonburg.
Oh,
So
yeah.
right over the border.
I know where you are. Cool, that's all right. All right, yes, sir, Rusty.
So we got about 25 family members, so we start the morning at my daughter-in-law's. She does breakfast, then we go do the gobble jog. And then in the afternoon, we'll do dinner at his in-laws' place. And then everybody there right up top of the hill, and we're at the bottom of the hill, and then everybody treks down to the house, has desserts and drinks, and then some people end up staying. It's a good time.
Fun. Who else? You guys want to share about Thanksgiving?
I'll share.
Oh, please share. Then I'll tell us who you
I'm
are.
not going anywhere though.
I never heard who you are, but tell everybody else who you are. Please stand up.
Oh, stand up, okay. Hi, we Kiki with the Dance Overbeck team. I've met a lot of y'all before, but not everybody. So I am here. There's nothing really exciting. It's just everyone's coming to us. My husband has one of his best friends from Lebanon, and he's going to stay with us for the week. So we're really excited about that. We haven't seen him in a few years. And then my family's coming. My oldest daughter from college will be there. Her boyfriend will be there. So it's going to be wild, and I have to cook a lot of stuff. So that's going to be interesting. I know, I love Honey Baked Ham, but my parents are doing the turkey because that's kind of their thing. So.
Have you met the boyfriend before?
I have, and he's great. So he's invited.
Wondered if the litmus acid test.
Yes, he's great and he's invited. But yeah, it's gonna be a wild, crazy week. And we're gonna relax and probably watch some football on Saturday. Yes.
Anybody else?
What about you, Jim?
Okay, so I'm going to where I grew up. I still own the house I grew up in Virginia. My brother lives there, so I'm going to go there next Saturday. About 18 of us. I mean, so we're going to have our Thanksgiving Day event. It'll be about 18. About 10 of them will be kids, including my great grandchildren that are 2 and 5. Which I mean, they're cute as can be. And then we're coming back to Atlanta, and I'm taking my family. About 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us, and we're going to go to Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Who's been to a Cirque du Soleil this time? Guys,
It's awesome. We went.
I mean,
It's so good.
Gail and I took her grandchildren to Cirque du Soleil. It is fabulous. Even your son would absolutely adore it. It's the most entertaining I've been to. So my family's going to go to that. And then we're going to get up the next morning and go down to Sandusky. We're going to look at the beach house down there. So we're going to be traveling some people. Anybody else?
Jim, I've got a question. You
I have
fly
an
or
answer.
drive?
What's your question?
You flying or driving?
Driving. Right, and they've arranged for everybody to have a separate suite in this house for me. And I have the grandsons, which I love. I got very fun. Anybody else want to show what they're doing? All right, let's move on. Our partners. Who's up? Carrie. Carrie, where's Carrie? Well, she lost, so you're next.
Happy Thanksgiving, Kilauea! Feliz Día de Acción de Gracias.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, good, good.
Milo,
Like Milo officer.
yeah, Milo, Jeff, and Tim to do a Supreme Lindy. I'll let you start it off. Yeah, so I had, let me tell you this story. We talked about 2-1 buy downs and lock and shop. So I had a because the story is better to relate to, right? A customer of Barry Wolfert's, VA, low credit score. Anyway, we went ahead and got him locked in the low sevens and, before he found a house. He knew he was gonna buy by the end of the year, right? So we got him locked in and, at the end of October, before he found a house, he was worried about interest rates going up on him. Found the house, went under contract, and rates went down. So guess what? He got to drop down to the lower rate, so that's a good thing. And then he's doing a 2-1 buy down. So his starting rate is like in the fives. And so it just makes him, he's selling a $370,000 home, buying a $500,000 home. Because it's VA, he's getting lots of closing costs and all that good stuff. For the 2-1 buy down. It's just a really good story. So when your customers put it all together, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about the high interest rates. Don't, no, we got ways to figure that out. And, rates are gonna be, Reed, do you agree rates are gonna be a year from now, rates are gonna be lower?
That's what the experts say. Jeff will sign a guarantee though. No, we do think, that's what everybody believes.
Yeah, so anyway, this the next one, that's a lock, shop and drop, so no cost for your customer goes, locks before they find a home, finds a home, rates are lower, they drop down to the lower rate at no cost.
So we have a good example last week on Thursday, Friday, probably you heard that the rates went down a little bit. So we have a couple of clients that we love. They found the property and they were in process and we went ahead and lowered the rate. So that was a really advantage and interesting weekend, right, on that. So have to be prepared on that.
I have a question. So how does that work in general? If you lock in at a rate and then your closing is 3 weeks off and all of a sudden the rates start coming down, can you adjust down once or what's the story?
You can. There's a rate renegotiation policy that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have.
Okay.
So rates have to go down a lot and you're not going to get all that difference. So with this program, with Lock, Shop and Drop, there's no cost. You get the.
But you don't need to have a property yet.
You don't, yeah.
No, you're looking for the property.
Yeah.
So if we see the rates today that are lower, we can lock that
Gotcha.
particular
And that's for
client.
45 days, 90
Well,
days?
this is until December. This particular one is
Okay.
until December 31st.
Okay.
But in general,
There's
we
60
can
days,
still-
yeah.
60 days.
Because I have that conversation all the time now with that buyer consults that, go ahead and even if it's at 7-8%, buy the house you want. Because it could go up to 10 and you're gonna feel like a champ because you got it at 8%. Or if it drops back down, you refinance. Who was it, Sean or somebody said, marry the house, date the rate. Yeah. But it is scary to a lot of people, the interest rates.
Jim, do you want to talk about this? John Maxwell, we saw him the other day, and he is fantastic. Y'all don't want to miss this.
Yeah, that's Thursday, the personal and professional best that we do each month. If you've seen those, that's what this one is. We've been doing the leadership series all year. He wrapped it up, and then this is one that we're having again with him, talking about some additional stuff on top of it. We go to the next one.
We're gonna be able to see Jim in the next broadcast.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen this floating around Facebook. Is this accurate?
No.
So, no, this is not.
Okay.
Why is it? Why is
Well,
it?
you talk about 10% down or 4.5% interest rate. I don't know how they came up with that payment.
Well, but I think that the point with this is that people freak out because you think that because the rate was lower before, now with that 2%, the payment is gonna be outrageous. And it's not like that. Okay, so they were making some comparison between the sales price 6 months before, now drop in price, and the monthly payment could be the same. We made the calculations with with these guys 30 minutes ago, and if we use this, $137 the payment.
The difference between these two scenarios, if you put 10% down here, now think about it, over here you're putting $50,000 down, over here you're putting $42,500 down, right? So it's not, I mean, maybe it looks good on Facebook, I don't know, and it's trying to drive home.
I look good on Facebook too, but that doesn't make it right.
But if you, so if you put $50,000 down in both cases, it's just a little bit, not accurate for somebody, for people that deal with numbers, and it's kind of like yes or no every day.
Push back on you, Jeff. But are the numbers close?
So, it has several variables of, well, if its lowest price is $450.
But if you take it the way it is, though, are the numbers close?
No, they're $100
How far
off.
apart? Because how much? $137. Is that close to $137? Is $137 close?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
So guys, I'm gonna push back on you guys, but guys, I love this. I love this. Why do you think I love that slide?
Perspective.
What?
It gives the public perspective, right? It
Because guys,
might spur somebody to give Jeff or Reed a call.
exactly right.
Right?
Now,
So
it's all
it's
$137, I get that,
Yeah.
that's the way you do the numbers, but guys, this is the news I want out there. I want this news out here, because what are we hearing out there right now? Sky's
Don't buy a
falling.
house.
Don't buy a house.
Yeah.
The sellers are gonna lose equity in their house. Is that true, you all?
No.
So guys, I actually love this slide. Sorry.
So that's what,
Yeah.
you see, you do have the
The
next
sellers
one?
are.
So,
open to
this is the one that
negotiation.
you might like also, passed out to you guys, and it shows the loan amount versus the interest rate, and a whole tons of different options. So if you look at either 6 months ago and say the purchase price went down, the loan amount went down by $25,000, $50,000, you can see what the difference is in payment. If you're looking at somebody right now who's worried about, oh, next year is when I'm gonna buy, because I'll have a lower interest rate. Well, if you look at, say, 6.25% on the left side of the column, and then you go over to $400,000, then their monthly payment is estimated at $2,463. Say a year from now, it's up $50,000 because of inflation and everything, and then, but the interest rate drops a whole percent down to 5.25. Well, their payment is gonna be up about $20 or $22. So they miss on a whole year of equity that they could have put in their house, and their payment's $22 more with a lower interest rate just because they waited. So waiting can either isn't gonna be beneficial because your payments are gonna be very close to the same, like you pointed out, looking at 6 months ago versus now and how the interest rate is compared. Or you're looking at a year later where prices have gone up, but interest rates potentially gone down. Prices still aren't really gonna be a huge difference, so it's better to buy now, have that equity in the house, moving money from one pocket to the other versus giving it to somebody else in rent.
We've seen these, no matter the market, how it is right now or a year ago, there is always be an objection about the rates. If you see a point difference, they're gonna say, oh my gosh, the payment is gonna be, and the numbers don't lie, they're gonna tell you, you can see the table right there, it's gonna tell you that the difference is not as much as the people think. So this is a great to let them know, like, you know what, no matter the rate, you need to consider other factors about buying a house. Because rate, if you hear somebody saying that the rate is making decision factor, they need to cover more than that. And you all know that I've been in the business for a while and you see that. So the point with this one and the other one is just to let you know that the people is gonna kind of freak out because of the rates and all this kind of thing, but at the end, it's not like that. It's just a matter of having a little more conversation with them, looking for priorities, needs, and then you can find out the way that you can get a home.
So these are all items that are to combat what other people are saying, right? So this is the people that are outside of this room, outside of the building, right? The answer is, it's either better or worse than you think it is, and you need to find out what it is. Please call our lender.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
That's a great statement.
That's it. Because we need to get to an answer, right? They're assuming that what they've heard in the news or what this is or what that is, but you're better or worse than you think you are. There's very little chance that the consumer is dead on with where they sit or what their monthly payment would be. You need to talk to an expert and find out. That's it.
Yeah, that's a great statement. That's a high.
Yeah. Call these beautiful gentlemen up on stage here, they'll get you worked up.
Well, there's two of them.
But that's it. These are great tools to get a conversation started, but the people who are sitting down don't need to explain this information.
No.
Because you don't know how. And that's not an insult. These guys are the pros at that. You're better or worse than you think you are. Please talk to an expert so you can find out. And then the answer could still be no, but at least you know where you're at and what it is, right? So people want the information, send them to the source instead of like we're talking about your Facebook feed.
Yeah.
You know, what your neighbor says that they think about whatever, you know, talk to the people that know.
You had a question?
Yeah, so for that client that is absolutely gonna sit on the sidelines, how much benefit is it for them to take that time and work on their credit score? Intellectually, I know credit score impacts your rates, right? How much? Is it a little? Is it a lot? I mean, is that a reasonable thing to say, well, look, if you're gonna wait till June when your lease runs out, then take this 6 months and let's try and bump your score up. I mean, is that a reasonable?
That's a great plan.
It's a great.
So how much does it, how much does
Listen,
interest rate?
it
Depends on the score.
I mean, it depends on the score, but again, when you have the conversation, the people sometimes realize that, yeah, they can fix the credit, but at the same time, they can buy a home, work on the credit, and then refinance.
There you go.
You know, some people might say, you know,
Which is why
I'm
we're
gonna
putting
wait.
in touch with you.
I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna work on my credit based on the conversation. That's the only way that they have to work it out. The great thing is we have a credit guru, you know, that we get the information and she helps us out and say they're gonna be ready in 15 days in a month to this. And we can, yeah, we can help you out with that or wait a little longer. It depends on the program.
Yeah. The lower credit score might be on a different program, like an FHA versus conventional, so you might be able to just do different options, or just simply improve your interest rate just because you raise your credit score 40 points.
Most people would agree that a 780 is a really good score, right? Well, if you're buying a home for $2.25 million or $1.25 million and borrowing $1 million, the difference between 780 and 800 will save you $2,500 at closing.
Okay.
I mean, even, $2,500 is $2,500, right?
To anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Let's give great information, guys. Oh,
I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We're very thankful for you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. All right, guys. Of course, this is what we believe right here, guys. Our Y4C2Ts. And let's see, Beth, what's your favorite one of the five of the Y4C2Ts?
Teamwork.
All right, tell me why teamwork's important to you.
Because it takes a village. And, one person's strengths might be another person's weaknesses. And if you come together and complement each other, you can achieve more.
Cool. I love that one. You picked a good one today, guys. Guys, this is what we stand for. This is what makes us different, is that we do this and we believe this, and we live this also, which is absolutely cool. Group coaching. Let me turn this off so y'all can see the screen. I can see the screen. Are you all group coaching? With Arthur Johnson, working on your database. It's going to be Wednesday, November the 16th from 11 to 12, in person or virtual. Join Arthur on the 16th. Tomorrow. You're right, Jeff. So please come join Arthur. All right, guys, this is coming up. Also, Courtney doing her Market of the Moment Mastermind. It's the last one of the year. And it's going to be on the 17th. So, guys, please sign up for this. It usually fills up pretty quickly, guys. So please come to this. It will be her last one of the year. Command Happy Hour, don't forget about this. Our wonderful Kevin Jackson does this a lot. Get on there, ask questions. The Command that you knew 2 years ago is not the one we have right now, guys. It does a lot of amazing things. If you're not using Command, you're leaving a great tool on the table. Ignite's coming up in November and December. So guys, please sign up for this. You want to talk about it, Rob?
It's Ignite starting right after Thanksgiving. So if you are signed up, we've got some of the best instructors in our office. They all are producers and will give you some really good ideas. So this is your chance to get kicked off in the right way and then tap into some other programs that we have here in the office.
Cool. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, sir. All right, now, of course, that's today. And so, guys, that's going to be coming up just after this, guys. So thanks for all of you that came and brought food. If you didn't bring food, you're still good, because we will not miss any meals, I promise you. Guys, please put this down. Our holiday party's coming up. It's going to be the Punch Bowl Social, which, of course, is over at the Braves Stadium. So just come on December 9th, 6 to 9. You can come by yourself or bring a date or bring your significant other, your spouse, whatever. No children invited. This is going to be an adult-only party. It's going to be fun. A lot of stuff to do there. So guys, put that on your calendar. Coming up soon.
Can I do one more announcement before you jump there?
100%.
Okay. And Aubrey, you may jump in here as well. While we're all feeling thankful, having our dinners and moving on to our families, we're getting ready to adopt families for the holidays again this year. We've got kids from Smith Middle School. We've got some other East Cobb, Dodgen, East Side Elementary, and I believe Brumby, and some more over at Osborne. So keep that in mind. We're going to have lists available to you the next couple days at the front desk like we did last year. We can just go take a page. It's got what the kids are looking for, brothers and sisters. It's not big dollars. Please adopt all you can. We'd love to go get more kids if we blow through the list that fast, but that way you can shop, and then we're going to deliver everything back to the school and open to the kids for the holidays. So we need all your help. Thank you.
My family last year wanted to adopt me. So we want to give you Bob. I said, sure, we can do that. So guys, all right, lessons learned, Rob.
So Jim went away last week and finally came back to greet us. And he learned about what's going on in the market, right? So there might be 6 million homes sold next year, or 4.5 million homes sold next year, or 3.5 million homes sold next year, right? If you would like to sell 10 homes next year, yeah, 10?
Yeah,
Is that a good number?
sure.
10.
Yeah.
So are you worried about the 3.5 million that gotta get sold?
No.
So within your little group of people, do you think maybe you can find 10 that might have a heartbeat and a pulse?
Yeah.
Okay. So regardless of what the interest rates are gonna be, okay, people will buy and people will sell, okay? So lesson learned is that if you get up every day, Cheever and I used to say this to each other every morning. I could say, and we're in here early usually, right? I'm like, Cheever, what are we gonna do today? He goes, we're gonna do the same thing we do every day. We're gonna take over the world, right? And then we would go make our phone calls and everything. So there is zero easy button. There might be a shift. There might not be a shift. We can give it a word. We can do this or that. If you just have conversations with people and give them perspective. So, what is the best time to buy a house? Now. But when is I always say the best time to buy a house is always 5 years ago, right? Always. So when people are worried about interest rates or the value of the house or anything, so if you have any clients from 5 years ago that might have called you back and you helped them again, did they make more money than they could have saved on a monthly basis on the house? So despite them being the smartest people in the world, the dumbest people in the world, if you buy a piece of this rock called the earth 5 years ago, right, and if people are worried about it today, future cast, where's it going to be in 5 years or 10 years, right? And even if they barely afford the payment, right? They say that, but these guys won't let them buy a house if they can't afford it. And if it's $200 more than they were thinking about, that's $2,400 a year that they get to save. So over about 5 years, they've saved about $12,400, okay? But in that 5-year period, their house could be up 75,000 or 100,000. So we need to take people from where they are today and give them a perspective of it's okay. And there's this thing in the United States that every mortgage person loves. It's called a refinance, right? But during that time, you still get equity, right? And people forget about the equity. They're all worried about payment, right? So just give people some future casting, okay? Because we're always all about what's happening here, what's the value of that house. It does, just get a piece of the rock. My dad told me that years ago. Just get a piece of the rock, Rob. That's it, piece of the rock.
Thank you, Rob. Let's give him a hand, you all. So I, because of you all, I got to go out last week and spend a couple of days with Mark King. Who's Mark King?
Our president.
President of our company. He's a bright, really talented guy. And with Gary Keller. And interesting enough, the message that I got out there was, go back and cut your budget by 27%. Get lean and mean. It's going to be a rough next 2 years. And I looked at Gary and I said, really? And he said, what do you mean by that? I said, so you think it's going to get really tough the next 2 years? He said, well, I do believe that's 100%. So hold that thought, we're going to come back to this, okay, guys? So I want to show you what's going on out there right now. Communities. Wonderful office down there. I love communities. Good people down there. So far this year, they've done 4.55 million in sales. 4.55 million in sales. 648 units. Harry Norman Realtors, they've done 372 million in sales year to date, 648 units. Berkshire Hathaway across the street, 120 million in sales, 231 units. Call a Banker, 94 million in sales, 219 units. And Remax, 49 million and 110 million in sales.
Jim, is this across all FMLS?
It is, yeah. It's everything that they've done this year, okay, guys? So let me put up here quantities, okay? And as far as total sales, how much do you think we sold this year? What would y'all guess, based on those numbers? What would y'all guess we closed so far this year?
What was the top?
Can you go back to
What was the top?
Let's go back. Go back to your cheat sheet, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be more.
So we sold 1,200 units.
500.
600 million? 600 million.
Right, so year to date, we closed 1.017 billion.
What?
Well, y'all do that math, 1.1 billion. Units, what would you guess on units?
Units.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. This came off of Brokeback this morning. What?
948 units.
Okay, all right, anybody else want to guess?
1,100.
1100, okay, anybody else want to guess?
1,200.
Huh?
1,800.
1,100.
You ready for this?
Yes,
So
1,000.
year to date, 2,097.
What?
2,097.
That's crazy.
2,000. Can we have a hand for that? 2,000 units. You know how many I sold? 0. So guys, we are an amazing office because so many of you are out there selling, and we don't have one individual that dominates our office. And you all know at Harry Norman, certainly Matt Hester and his team, they do a bunch of the business that's there. Matt, you know, he has a big team of, my goodness, 100 or something on me. And he does a bunch of business, guys. But we don't have really one team that dominates it. We have multiple teams, multiple agents that do a whole lot of business. So guys, this office, by the way, I'll remind you again, of all the Keller Williams offices in all of Metro Atlanta, Guess who sells the most real estate?
We do, yeah.
This office right here. We sell the most real estate.
Yeah, we do.
We do what we call kick butt.
Yes.
So guys, this office is the number one most productive office for Keller Williams in Atlanta. Because, go ahead. Because it's what you all do, and we're thinking of that every single day. So let's talk about Austin. So, the message there that I got, and I'm trying to process it, was go back, cut your budget by 21%. You guys, do you know where we can cut the budget the most? Staff.
No.
We ain't cutting our staff.
Yes.
I'll go first.
Not when they're doing a billion.
Preach it, preach it.
That's right. So guys, so that was not an option for me. So I looked at Mark King and I said, well, tell me what you think is going to change. What's going to happen to make that happen, okay? I just now heard from our lenders that I love that the chances of interest rates being where next year at this time? Jeff, what would you guess? It's a guess, I know that. Where would you guess?
In the fives.
Where?
In the fives.
In the fives. If interest rates are in the fives next spring, do you think it'll be a game changer for our market?
Yes. Yes.
Why is that?
More buyers will come out.
More buyers will come out. So Rusty shared it with me the other day, which I hadn't thought about. How much was gas 2 years ago, a gallon for regular? About $1.99, right?
$1.99.
And how high was it this summer?
Like, not the almost $6.
It was a lot, wasn't it? Exactly right. Yeah. Now, Rusty says, at $3.23, how do you feel about gasoline right now? Cheap. It's like, that's okay.
I still gotta go somewhere.
Right. Well, no matter what the price
I
is.
still gotta go somewhere, and I'm not living in a tent.
You are not. But people feel pretty good right now about gas being at $3.23. Now, do we like 3% interest rate better than 5? Yeah, but do we like 5 better than 7?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think if we get to 5% next year, which I would love, I have a bet with Mark King. I bet him that next year at this time that the interest rate will be at 5.5% and business will be up. And he goes, I'll take that bet, and I'm gonna write a check for $500 to KW Cares if I'm wrong. So guys, as I look out there right now, tell me how the listings are. Is it up, down? Where are listings right now as far as amount of listings?
It's down 13 units and what is East Cobb over the last 45 days, but still at a good number. We're having there's a good turnover and
You're still selling.
Yep. If it's priced properly and marketed well, the house sells. It's been on the market for a long time. It probably hit the market at the wrong time. And that's an opportunity for buyers that they shouldn't pass up.
Okay. How many listings do we have right now currently in Metro Atlanta? About anybody know? I'm guessing around 13 or 14,000 listings right now. Is that right? Is it more than that?
Yeah, I think it's close to 20.
Yes, it's 19.
That was the last number from.
You looked at 20,000?
It was 19,000 and change.
Was it really?
For the October report.
So more than I thought. Yeah, more than I thought. All right.
That's nothing.
Yeah, October.
That's nothing.
So guys, do we still need more listings right now?
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. So if interest rates are at 5%, we still need more listings. What's going to cause our market in 2023 to be just a bad market? What's going to cause that? Someone tell me, because I'm not that smart.
Jobs.
Recession.
Jobs?
If we have jobs, then we're okay. If we don't have jobs.
Where's the unemployment right now? 3%? Historically low? Okay. Do people mostly have jobs right now?
People who want jobs have jobs.
Thank you for saying that. So we have lack of inventory. Looks like we're going to go back to 5% next year, according to people that are smarter than me. And we've got good jobs, right? If you want a job right now, can you find a job?
Yes.
Clark Howard, I told Mark, do you know Clark Howard? He goes, no. I said, well, he's a pretty smart guy. He says Atlanta is going to do well because we're the #1 place in the nation for what?
Jobs.
For jobs. Did we say number 2? #1, okay? So guys, my simple brain looks at that and goes, so tell me what's gonna keep us from having a good year next year?
If we stop.
People
matching
talking
calls.
about it.
What?
People talking about it not.
Okay, can you put that slide back up, please? So guys, when I saw this slide, I was cheered. Now, the numbers may be off, and I talked to one of the officers, and we looked at them and thought the numbers looked pretty close, but I'll give them $100, guys. But is this good news? Why is that good news? Why is that good news?
Because the homes are
The
affordable.
news is not reported.
Still you can buy.
Good news for buyers, not for sellers.
Why is it bad news for sellers? Because their house is still up how much?
Yeah, but look at, I mean, I'm gonna take a
Theoretically,
$25,000 cut on my house versus
You missed the
6 months ago.
Yeah, but they might be up 15%.
Right,
as opposed to
22%,
26%.
right? So
Yeah.
22%, the houses are up year over year,
Yeah.
22%.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We're usually at 4%.
Yeah.
So, okay, great, I just lost 7%, I'm still up 15%.
Still up a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
I get
borrowed
that.
equity for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Now we're back, we're still.
But great
in the
perspective though, great
Yeah.
perspective, I get that. Yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
No, I just say, putting it in perspective is a perfect example of the house that I just sold last week. When we first started talking about listing, it was a year ago, we were gonna go 350, we ended up going 300,000. They owned it for 5 years, the person before them owned it 5 years and made $50,000 in that 5 years. Even though we listed for 300 instead of 350, they still made over $180,000 in 25 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
you know, it does.
That's good perspective.
That's why I say it's still
You
good
need
for
to tell
sellers,
that
even when
story.
you look at this.
Absolutely.
Because you're not gonna get that return on investment in very many places.
No.
Yeah.
So
So you bought that house 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Should have bought that house 5 years ago. Jeff, what do I tell people do in 2011? Buy houses. Should we bought houses in 2011? Everyone here should have bought a rental house. Because guys, they have skyrocketed in 2011. Ma'am.
This also shows that with a 2% increase in interest rates, the payment isn't that much more because they're buying the house for less. And so for buyers that are afraid of interest rates, the payment isn't that much more, and then they have the opportunity next year or following years to refinance and get it lower.
Which I get.
I feel like
Yes, ma'am.
6 months ago, you were waiving inspections, no appraisal contingency. You would possibly have to come out with a large amount of money at closing. For me, I would rather buy and pay $137 more a month or whatever it is, get the house that I want, not be beat out 10,000 times, and refinance when they go down. So I think today is a better time to buy than 6 months ago.
Sir.
Somebody tells me, yeah, but I want the 4.5%. We as a lender organization, we have the buy down. With the buy down, the 3-2-1 buy down, you're gonna get 4.5%, 5.5 temporary, rates go down, then you refinance. I mean, there are tools to get you the payments that you want at some point. So that's the great thing.
So y'all, what is the, yes, ma'am, Grace.
I think for first time buyers is a true saying as well. They love the fact that they can now negotiate getting some cash back and opportunities to get things that they couldn't get before. It was just like overwhelming for them.
And I agree with that also.
There's actually homes out there now for 300,000. It's not 6, 7 years ago.
So
That aren't dumpster fires too.
Yeah.
Like, people are actually like putting more work into getting their house ready.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I've talked to several clients that close at the beginning of the year, and the amount of money they put in renovating the property or fixing things that went wrong. Aside from the $25,000 that they had to put in cash over to buy the house, it's a much different, calmer time to be able to get what you want, negotiate repairs, and walk away and know that you can find something else if things don't work out.
Alright, so let's be practical for a minute, okay? I was one of the few, like the only one, at this meeting, and so Mark King, boy, he's a good guy. I think he was like, is this guy for real? Maybe he's too old to be being a team leader. I don't get that too. Is that correct? I don't get that too. But I keep asking the question, what's out there that I'm missing? Now, what are you hearing about right now? So you're hearing about a lot of layoffs on companies. Are we hearing that a lot right now?
Yeah.
A little bit. We're hearing about it a lot, though. Okay, that's what else. Who has been to the Atlanta airport lately? What's it like when you walk through there? Packed, packed. They're saying that this Thanksgiving is gonna be one of the biggest travel days in the past several years. So I keep asking, what could change between now and this time next year that would make our housing market come to a halt? First thing that came to mind was if interest rates all of a sudden go to, and someone mentioned this number, 8%. What would that do to our market?
Slow it, it wouldn't stop it.
Slow it, yeah.
And why would it not stop it? Because people still are gonna have to move to Cincinnati, right? Right, but what are the chances, loan officer Reed, of it going to 8% before this time next year?
It would have to be some event that nobody sees coming.
War.
War, okay, could be that.
Russia used to do.
Is that correct, Jeff? What'd you say? Okay, I agree with that, yes, sir.
I mean, the Fed is still gonna be raising rates over the next 6 months. I mean, I don't see any change to that. I think rates are gonna hit 8. I think they'll come back down, but I think we're gonna get up there.
Okay.
I mean, the Fed is always a lagging, impactor. So they're gonna need to see a couple of quarters, right? Inflation was a little bit down, which was positive news, but it's not where they need to be. So they're gonna overkill, right? They're gonna use a sledgehammer instead of a fly swatter. So that we can get back down to where it needs to be, and then they'll ease back up. But I think, with what's right, you told me yesterday it was 7.5%, right? 8's not far.
Well, that was for one particular customer.
Right, but
So there's 100% chance that the Federal Reserve is gonna raise rates by 50 basis points on December 1st.
Everybody know what 50 basis points means?
0.5%.
0.5%.
Okay.
That's probably better word for us, yeah.
There's 100% chance that they're gonna raise rates again by 25 or a quarter of a percent. In
first quarter.
At the end of January, beginning of February. So middle of December, beginning of January, and then there's an 80% chance they're gonna raise them another quarter after that.
Okay.
But those are mortgage rates you're talking about, right?
No,
they're not.
No.
Those are
they're
federal
not.
funds rate.
Okay.
So mortgage rates could go down during that period of
I
time.
understand.
But I don't want that, I'm gonna read, I want to go, say that one more time, what you just now said.
I was facetiously
You're being facetious, it's really
asking, is he talking about mortgage rates? And he's not. And those rates that are going up are not tied to the mortgage industry. So
They're
I
related.
mean, I'm not trying to be a downer on this. I'm just trying to be realistic, because we do know while it's not tied to the mortgage rate, ultimately when the Fed rates go up, right? This is all based on perception. If I perceive that you're going to raise the mortgage rate, the Fed rate by 0.75 points, and you raise it by 0.5 point, people get excited and things get better. Even it's crazy, right? Because it's still going up, but it's not going up by as much. But I think we haven't plateaued on that yet, and that's why I think the tools that we have are very important, the buy downs and the other things that we can do. Lock, shop, drop, which I'm using right now. I'm using everything I possibly can. So, but as affordability comes down in the market, which is or goes up, let me say, better, more affordable, as prices soften a little bit, and buyers do feel like they're not just being told, give me your head and your arms and your legs, right? That they're actually able to negotiate back. It becomes the sentiment of the market, and I think that's what we're in the beginning of.
Biggest buying pool out there right now, I'm sorry, Reed, I didn't know.
So guys, there's actually, especially at this stage of the Fed's rate hikes, there actually can be an inverse relationship between their rates going up and mortgage rates coming down, because it indicates to investors of long-term bonds that the Fed is serious about combating inflation. That's the key. So if it looks like the Fed's being aggressive, then they're going to keep inflation from going out of control. Bond investors are much more likely to buy long-term bonds, which keeps mortgage rates low, or not low, lower. So there's a good chance that these next two continued raises calm down the bond markets, and people are more willing to invest in long-term bonds. So we could see rates come down. I mean, they could tick up in the short term, but apart from something crazy happening, they should be coming down.
Are the mortgage on the line, Georgia, right now? Yes. More. Everybody wants to come here. People want to be in Atlanta, Georgia, because there's lots of going in Atlanta, Georgia. So guys, so we have Corey Berry, I haven't seen this number, 19,000 listeners right now. We still need more, we do. So guys, I mean, the thing is that somebody next year is gonna sell real estate. The ones that are lead generating, as my friend back there said so well, by the way, thanks for all you do, it's in a lead generation mood, that someone's gonna do well next year. I mean, I'm sure that Russell and JO team doesn't plan to fail next year, do you, Russell?
We do not.
Russell, how do you see the market next year? What do you see?
I see it very positive.
All right, tell us why that.
For all the reasons you just said here and said. I mean, look at our city, look at the jobs that are being offered here. I agree with what Andrew, those who want a job have a job. We've had a great year, even with the slowdown. And I mentioned to you yesterday, we had a very busy weekend.
All right, tell us about last weekend, guys. This is great news. Tell us about last weekend. Stand up, Russell.
So just from Friday afternoon to Sunday evening, I think we had 26 good phone calls, and out of those 26 good lead phone calls, 17 appointments came out of it.
Nice.
That's a lot,
That's a big.
right? It was a busy weekend now. We were really slow the weekend before that. But I just don't see, I mean, I get, pull up your bootstraps, tighten your budget where it need be, but I just don't see it just totally coming to a halt.
You have a chance, yes, sir.
Do you believe, Jim, that we're going to see a similar phenomenon in the spring? If rates do what the experts say, we're going to see people bidding over ask again, over list again?
We don't get enough.
But if supply and demand stay the way they are.
That's a great question. Biggest pool of buyers right now are where? Amanda, where are the biggest pool
Oh,
of
I was
buyers
gonna
right
say,
now?
I think we will have multiple offers. I think we'll have over, I mean, pretty houses always sell for pretty prices.
They do,
You know, and I think that it's like what Gary said, the Ds, you know, we've got death, divorce, disease, you know, we have to focus on the people that need to move, and then first time home buyers. You know, like those
Millennials are a big pool of that.
millennials are a huge pool of that.
And they've all got what?
Money.
Money and great jobs.
Yeah.
So I agree with that, okay? Also, yes, sir, Russell.
Talking to Beth yesterday, let her tell you the story about her dad's condo that just went on the market.
All right, tell us, Beth.
My dad has a condo in Naperville, Illinois, suburb, and they were debating about selling in the beginning of the year when they were visiting in October. I'm like, you don't want to just sell now. Like, let's just go ahead. You should get that on the market. And on Wednesday, he texted our group and said, all right, well, we're on the MLS. We have 3 showings booked so far. I yelled at him because he used Redfin. After that little, like, yeah, whatever, let's not go there. I was really mad at him. I didn't. I was mad. Okay, so Friday afternoon, multiple offers, deal signed in the next 24 hours, 23 showings on Friday, the house listed on Wednesday. They ended up going under contract above list. 7 offers total, 4,100 over list price, December 1st close.
What kind of way?
Good question. If I had to guess, I'd guess in the low to mid 3s, the condo. I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, just in Naperville.
Marjorie, how do you see the market doing next year? What are you projecting?
Well, I'm just seeing with whatever happens with rates, right? You know, and I agree with Amanda, right? Yeah, with the whole thing about, you know, the buyers that have to move are always going to move. So there's always going to be something happening. It's like, you can never pull up the MLS and not see a sale, ever, no matter what's happening. So, I think with the rates going down, we'll see multiple offers again. And things moving.
Well, I like that. Stephanie, what about you?
Well, I have several people that reached out recently that are looking for the right house, and they are entering back into the market because they never wanted to be in it and what it was like before. So there was a need, I think, for a lot of people that are going to come back into the market. For buyers.
And I'm seeing a lot of investors wanting to sell as
Mhm.
well.
Right,
You know,
investors wanting to sell.
every, like the last 4 listing appointments I've had have been investors that have had rentals for years.
They just trying to cash out.
Oh, yeah, because you know how they're kind of predicting a 20 to 30% drop in price, is what they're saying next year, so.
And I'm sorry, that right there, who's they that's saying that? Who's saying that?
GMA.
Which they is that that's saying that? That drives me crazy because they are saying who drove down to who? Who the hell is they?
It's crazy to me that if that happened,
Yeah.
but I think that's what's causing them to move, the investors.
How many people think rates should drop 30% next year? Hold your hands up.
Wait, what?
Rates, I mean, that house will drop by 30% in value next year. Nobody does. You know, that's the word that's out there. So, any other thoughts, guys? What will make money? Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
I think it's really important that we are like our local experts and like, yes, we know what's going on the national level because that's what our clients are being fed.
Yeah.
And they're being their own like market, like experts, but we need to know what's going on our neighborhood level, on a county level, on a state level. And like, we need to be able to give that because I feel like for Atlanta, that's a positive message where nationwide, it's a negative message.
And I agree with that. Lisa, what do you see out there?
I see kind of like what Amanda was talking about. I have a lot of clients that have to do with death and divorce, and there are people who have to move, and it doesn't matter what the market is, it doesn't matter what the rates are, it's gonna happen because of their life changes. But I think it's gonna take a whole lot of more work to get them.
Yes, 4 years ago when I got in business, I passed my test 4 years ago this month. On rates were 14 or 15%.
Yeah.
And I was not smart enough to think, oh my God, they're 14%. But they come down from 18%. So we were thrilled to have 14%. So I wasn't, so I just went out and sold real estate. I didn't know the difference, right? And I didn't even say what was it that. So 7% sounds pretty low to me, but for people that are paying 3% sounds high, doesn't it? Yes, sir, Rusty.
No, I just
I'll come to you
just
next time.
triggered it for all three's class on database. The importance of the database. You were talking about people's lives and things like that, but who those people are going to are the people that are nurturing them and having them in a database. That's not going to get from bot leads. So I think that it's a good hedge against inflation is working that database. So it doesn't matter what happens next year. Now, if you're planning on living off just leads that come in off the street, next year might be dicey. But if you're really working that database and working your spears, you're always going to have those kind of things to get you through the tough times.
Can you just something?
We just need to think about where we live. We're growing. Georgia's growing, the surrounding states around us are growing, and we're not doing alone. We're growing, and we need to capitalize on it, and we can, and we just need to move forward.
Anybody else has something they want to add? I don't want anybody out at all. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious how many people are native to Georgia in this room?
Hold your hands up. Wow. A lot of us. I've been here since 1980. Does that count?
No.
It's a lifetime.
But I say that to
exactly
say,
right. You're exactly right.
we all come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
At least 75–80% of us come from somewhere
Yeah,
else.
isn't it, nobody from Atlanta is from Atlanta?
That's exactly right. That's right, Andrew.
I'm married in Atlanta.
When I got here almost 12 years ago, I believe, and that was during the bad guy, and I believe my agent said, "Hey, I'm not paying well," because there's no business out there. They had not come here, and his agent's making a bunch of money selling investment properties on win. And Gary Keller says there are no bad markets, which is bad agents. That's people here. Some of you are going to do really, really, really well next year, and some of you are going to say the market sucks. There's keep making sales.
Not this group though, because they showed up.
I'm talking about Keller. Sir.
The office didn't do $1 billion in sales by accident.
No.
Right, to what you're saying. was everything the office offers that was tricky. And at the end of the day, the market is the market, right? How we approach it and our attitude is gonna drive it all, whether it's up, whether it's down. We're on the phones, like Rusty said, with the database, whatever it is. I've told my agents, you're gonna have to work twice as hard to make the same amount of money probably in the next little bit. That's okay, right? But as long as we're working, as long as we're nurturing, as long as we're treating every lead like a lead and a possibility, I think we're good.
And Rob, how many sources of leads do we have now?
How many what?
Sources of leads do we have now?
I mean, as an office?
As an office, yeah. Multiple.
Oh, yeah, multiple. I mean, but at the end of the day, you know, leads are great, okay? I mean, Rusty said it, Russell said it, is if you touch your database, okay, like Angela was awesome the other morning. We're talking about, you know, what we're gonna do and, you know, don't worry about the market, just go to work, right? And she knows her numbers. She's barked up, she says, I'm doing 33 deals next year. And I'm like, this girl knows enough, not 31, not 36, 33 deals, right? And she's got 800 people in her database. And really she needs to find about 25, right? Because you're gonna get ancillary stuff off of it, or maybe even 20 out of 800 people currently, right? So like she's got a big goal, right? But if your goal is 12 and you have 800 in there, you just need to find 12 people, not even 12, 8, because you're gonna get stuff from them. So just, I mean, someone said to me this morning, not a lot of people showed up. I had a mastermind this morning, not a lot of people showed up, and she goes, well, you know, it's cold and it's wet, and she was here, so it was awesome. And I said to her, I said, you know, you were a teacher for like 20 years. She goes, 24. And I'm like, when it was cold and it was rainy, did you go to work? She was like, yeah, and I had to stand at the school bus outside in the rain. So we're real estate agents. You have a JOB, and if you want to make $100,000, $200,000, there's a person at home that can show you who does that, and it's the person in the mirror. So if you go, people are gonna whine, oh, I made, you know, $60,000 last year. Well, why? Why? You have the same. No one's smarter. I hate to say it, there's not a lot of people in here that went to Georgia Tech, but you know, we're not splitting atoms. I was an unbelievable C student in college and shined, right? And wrote an essay on how to be semi-successful, right? Because I didn't want to get too much, right? And my mom read that at Thanksgiving last year. And but you just go to work. I mean, doesn't matter rates, doesn't matter. I mean.
I was listening to a statistic that comes from National said, people that have got 201 contacts in their database, you want what do they have in common? $100,000 and some in GCI. And they work those contacts through command. And the thing is, the ones that have got 201 contacts and they work that plan with a smart plan. So that's in common. Now, we looked at the list. What percentage of our people here got 201 contacts, Rusty? I'm not Rusty, Rob. About 20%?
I think it was like 19.
It's probably higher.
So that's just.
Now that's in command, so if you have your own database that you're not using command, but I guarantee it's not 50.
How many people in your database do you get, Andrew?
Several. A lot more than 201.
So guys, your team leader may go down in flames, and I'm okay with that, not the first time, but I believe next year can be a great year for all of us in this room. I really can, because I don't see anything happening in the market in Atlanta, Georgia, with the current economic conditions that would not allow us to have our best year ever. And we're gonna be the office that says, yeah, we're gonna plan to hit this year, we're gonna plan. Because I don't plan to fail. I plan for everyone of you all to do well, guys, and we will do anything we can to help you get to that thing. You all amazing, by the way. I never expected to have a big group on this Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I never expected. Y'all just.
Food afterwards, buddy.
So guys, just, if you want to grow your business, it's something you want to do, we know how to help you get there. There's multiple ways. I I was told that does not work. Well, I've been seeing agents do some things that it's like working on it. So guys, come to us, let us work with you, because we know what to do to get your business to where you'll have the best year ever next year without spending money. Sir.
I want to make a suggestion to you guys. For any of you who've had clients that were mainly, I'm thinking about for listings that have backed off because rates went up, I think you should find a news article that shows the projection for what rates are going to do next year. And you need to ask them the question, if this happens, are you going to be back in the market? If so, you need to get your house ready now so we can pull the trigger immediately. If nothing else, it's going to get you a conversation, but it also is going to have, some of those clients are going to be ready to go, and they're going to be really ready to go if you have the conversation with them first, rather than waiting until the rates come down.
Sir, yes, sir.
Asking, who's having success so far with the 2-1 buy down? Anybody? Just curious, to have a conversation.
I have on the listing side.
I'm closing 3.
Yeah.
You know, the priorities was lower the rate. I mean, the monthly payments, they're expecting to increase on her salary, and she's kind of uncertain about what's gonna happen, but at least it's not stopping her from buying a home.
Well, I think this is a huge, Rob and I talked last week, I mean, a huge opportunity to blend that into our scripts for.
That's the thing.
You know,
Reed just
Arsenal.
said it. Reed just said it. It's awesome that they're closing some, right? But more importantly, you're the expert to give them advice on who to talk to, right? So Andrew said it earlier. Get them with the lender, right? And there's options. Okay, we could talk about the options. We could talk about what it's going to be, right? Get with the lender. And let
have a
them
buyer
tell you.
consultation with the lender.
Yeah.
Read also.
I was gonna say, I had a listing where they gave us a lower offer, and it was because monthly payment was what was important, and so we got them to go up on price and meet us at list price. We did a 2-1 buy down, got them switched over to, a preferred lender, and my sellers made more money. They felt like they saved more money, like on their monthly payment. So it was, that really was like a win-win for all of us.
But the other thing I just want to say, there's no secret here, right? Getting the listings is still the name of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we, as a listing agent, if you had listings the last 2 years, we were spoiled, right?
Mhm.
It was hard work managing 25 offers on deal, but I just got under contract with a buyer 2 days ago. They still had multiple offers, and we had to go a little bit above list. Now, it wasn't as drastic, and there weren't as many offers, but here we are a week before Thanksgiving. People that have written off 2022 for doing deals, I mean, it wasn't just a walk in the park. So, still getting the listings is the deal, right? And we're gonna have buyers.
Anybody else has great discussion, by the way? Sky's not falling. Go to work, lead generate, and the sky's not falling, I promise you. Just go to work and do lead generate activities, and you will do well next year. That's why this office we focus on lead generation every single day. That's what we do. Anybody else? Any closing thoughts, anybody? Yes, ma'am.
I think we should promote what Rob is doing Monday through Thursday at 8:30 in the morning, because the mastermind, I don't think is on our calendars, so.
Is it on the calendar, Kim?
It is now, okay. I mean, the Monday, Wednesday has been, yeah. But I don't know that many people know about it.
If you want to lead generate, we're here every single day doing it.
Pardon me?
If you want to lead generate, we're here doing it every single day.
Yeah.
Anybody else? All right, well, thank you very much for your attention. We're gonna get things ready and have a feast. Right, Kimberly? Well, thank you all. Let's give a hand, yeah, come on,